Is love? Love means to accept. So if I'm looking at you and I say I love you, what I'm saying is I accept you as you are. It's that simple. It doesn't mean I like you. Doesn't mean I want to have sex with you. It means that I accept you where you are. With that definition, we can love everyone in the world. Think about that. The universe accepts everything as it is. It just does. It's our ego that stops us from doing that. At Agape, we're all about living a spiritually centered life, a life centered in love. And we're going to talk about that today. I really want to go into that with you today. What does it mean to live a spiritual centered life? And what are the benefits of living that type of life? And how will you be in that life? And how will that make you feel? Who would you hang with? What would you be doing? So we're going to get to that. But first, let's take a moment and let's go within. So I invite you to come into a comfortable seated upright position with your back straight, your hands gently resting on your lap. Close your eyes and bring your awareness to your breath. Consciously breathing in and breathing out. With each breath that you breathe in, know that it is the infinite breathing life into you. And as it breathes this life into you, it purifies you of the illusion that you are separate. It purifies you from the illusion that you are alone. And what happens in the breath is you realize that you are a wave of energy and you are a part of infinite energy. And the beauty of this is that the energy that you are, you can tune it to any frequency you choose. So go into your heart and ask the question, who do I desire to be? How do I desire to experience life? How do I desire to experience love? What is that frequency? Who must I become so that the frequency that I emanate is love? Knowing that the frequency that I emanate takes this energy that I am and creates my experience. Know that you are the master of your mind. You are the master of your emotions. You are the master of your body. You are the master of your life. And you do that by tuning your frequency to that which you desire. Can you tune your frequency to one where you only see the successes in your life? You can, because you get to focus. Understand that where you focus your energy, your thoughts, your energy goes and creates. It's doing it 24/7, 365 for all of your life. With every breath, you are given a new opportunity to shift, to reshape, to renew, to purify, and to create a whole new life. The power you are seeking is the power that is already within you. Embrace it. Embody it. Use it. Prove it. Become it. And as this new expression of you, step back into your body, into your mind, into this time, knowing the power of the infinite is available for you to use. So gently, ever so gently, with these new ideas implanted deep within, bring your awareness back to this time, to this place. And begin to open your eyes ever so gently. And when you're ready, let them be open and put a smile on your face, just because you can. So today, I want to talk with you about this idea of what is a spiritually centered life. What does it mean to be spiritual? We get this question all the time. People say, well, I want to be in my spiritual side. Oh, I want to go someplace that's spiritual. So I thought I'd explore that with you today. To live as a spiritually centered being is to continually attempt to feel and know that the divine is in all places and all situations. Did you notice that I said to continually attempt to feel and know? Because I've discerned it's impossible with a body and with an ego that you're going to always be in a state of awareness where you know the divine is in all situations and places. It's impossible. You can't do it. But yet when you break it down, when you really look at everything in the universe, you say, well, wait, all there is energy. Energy can't be created or destroyed. And energy takes shape by how we are, through our level of awareness. So you have consciousness and you have energy, and they cannot be separated. And consciousness, the type of consciousness, the frequency in which you're conscious of something, molds that energy into an experience. And so what's happening all around us all day, in every situation, is that it is the divine expressing itself. It's experiencing itself through individualized points of consciousness. My consciousness is creating me and my experiences. Your consciousness is creating you and your experiences. My dog's consciousness is creating her experiences, and my parrot's consciousness is creating its experiences. Because the divine is in everything. Because if you think about it, we talk about the idea that this idea of the infinite, divine mind, infinite consciousness, even use the word God, but it's not a being, it's an infinite power and presence. There's nothing that can be not it, simply because of the definition of infinite. And if you can embody that idea of the infinite, then you understand it's everywhere. It's in everything. It is everything. And everything is expressing as it. When we understand that thought and effect cannot be separated, we understand that the power to change any situation is for us to direct our thoughts to be in alignment with what we want. This is a big statement, but I want to go over it and see if we can bring some clarity to it. Thought and effect, cause and effect. Thoughts create. You can't separate them. They're one and the same. Your thought atmosphere, the sum total of all your thoughts, creates your experience right now. Now you have the power to change that. How? You direct your thought towards something else. A lot of times you hear a lot of people, whether it's philosophers, psychologists, inspirational speakers, ministers, spiritual teachers, talking about think positively. I ask the question, what does it mean? What is a positive thought? Is my positive thought positive to you? No, it's different. So I don't believe in the words positive or negative. I believe in the words directed thoughts and undirected thoughts. When I'm directing my thoughts toward abundance and all I see is abundance and I keep focusing on abundance, acts of service that generate abundance, doing things that cause people to want to have it, I'm directing my thought. And it must be in alignment. I want more abundance, so I'm directing my thoughts toward more abundance. And when I direct my thoughts to what I want and I'm in alignment with it, my feelings are in alignment with it, man, nothing can stop me from creating that. The universe is aligned with me. We cannot be separated from the power that creates. We cannot be separated from the law of cause and effect. We're using it every moment of every day of our lives. So what you're not liking that you're experiencing is a product of your thought. It's just that simple. Our ability to consciously create is only realized when we know intellectually and emotionally that there's nothing in the universe we need to be afraid of. Do you notice how I said intellectually and emotionally? We may understand intellectually that there's no death, that we simply move into a different realm of life, a different vibration, a different, maybe a different plane of existence. Intellectually, you may understand it, but do you understand it emotionally? You see, we have to align our emotions and our thoughts, align our emotions and our intellect, and understand that in reality, fear is simply the belief in separation, the belief that we're not one with the infinite, the belief that we're alone. But when we can embody the fact and live from a spiritually centered life, knowing our oneness with all that is, knowing that we can never be separated, knowing that this oneness is infinite, if it is infinite and we're part of it, then we're infinite. We believe in religious science in the eternality, the immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul forever and ever expanding. It only makes sense. A lot of people, atheists, will say, well, we come and we die. That doesn't make sense to me. Is there a God? No. There's not a God like an anthropomorphic God, a being God. That doesn't exist. You and I are each individualized points of consciousness, but we've forgotten that, haven't we? I like to use the example, we become puppets. And when we're a puppet, you're a victim. What we need to remember, living a spiritual centered life, is that we're not the puppet. We're the puppet and we're the puppeteer. We're the ones controlling how the arms, the feet, the neck, how everything moves. But we've forgotten that. You see, we have to step back into the role and realize everything about us is connected. Our consciousness creates our life experience. Our life experience is a reflection of our consciousness. And the power we are using is not an individual power, it's the collective power of all that exists. We understand that when we are spiritually centered. In order for the creative process to effectively work for us and through us, we must have a coherent mind and a coherent heart. And what I mean by that is that our mind's desire and our heart's desire are aligned. You can't want something and yet your heart fear it. Does that make sense? So what it's saying is that your thoughts, your words, your actions have to be aligned with your feeling nature. When you're feeling nature, you can't be doing something and doing it in fear and expect you get a great result. You do something with love and excitement and joy and passion behind it. Then it becomes it. So we must align our thoughts and our feelings, and we use them to work together. If our thoughts and feelings are not in alignment, it's going to be a very confusing journey, and we're going to start to wonder, what the heck am I doing? What's going on? Am I a victim? And what I've come to understand, it is the fire of the heart that gives our words their creative power. If you ever talk to someone and they say, I want this, I'm going to get this in my life, and you're listening and you don't hear any heart behind it, doesn't happen. One of my favorite movies of all times is a movie called The Replacements, about football, about Keanu Reeves, and he plays Shane Falco. He plays the quarterback on this replacement team. And they're in a championship game. And the coach, Shane Falco's been taken off the team because the quarterback who was the star crossed the picket line. So he was playing. And after the first half, they were losing, 17-0, something like that. And the reporter comes up to the coach and says to the coach, what do you got to do? What do you got to change to win? And the coach says, you've got to have heart. In other words, the quarterback has to do the job, but they've got to believe. They've got to have the feeling. They've got to have the heart behind it. I love being with people who have heart, because I know they're powerful creators. I know that because when I have heart, my powerful creative ability shows itself in ways beyond anything I've expected. Let me make this point really clear for you. No one, did you hear the words? No one has more power to use the creative process more than anyone else. It's just that some understand it better and use it more effectively for a directed and intended result. So when you realize that, you realize your power, the power of the Dalai Lama, the power of Bill Gates, the power of Tom Brady, the power of name any individual. It's the same power. Some people understand that it's working better than others. And in their understanding, they use it more effectively for a directed and intended result. Most people don't really ever direct their thought. They never set a conscious intention, and they never build the feelings behind the directed thought and the conscious intention. And so the power doesn't seem to work. The power is there, just like electricity is already there. But you're responsible for turning on the light switch. You're responsible for directing your thought toward an intended result with feelings of excitement, of joy, of confidence behind those thoughts, behind that intention. The key thing to remember, and remember this in every situation, the power you are seeking is in you. It's always been there. That's the greatest secret that most people have yet to realize. Find it, use it, prove it, and you will become and live a spiritually centered life. I want to thank you for joining me today. If you found this message exciting, interesting, serving, you'll find a link below. And that link will allow you to make a donation to Agape. Know that if you receive, it's good to give. If you give, it's good to receive. Support us as we bring this message to greater and greater and greater numbers of people. People say, Lee, what are you going to do with this money? Most of your ministry is online. When we get that extra money, I use it toward marketing, a way of bringing this message to more people. I think at this time in the world, people need to hear the message of self-empowerment, of self-love, and a message that they are worthy. Know that I know that for you. I invite you to go to agapespiritualcenter.com and find out all the ways that you can plug in with us. We love to have you as a part of our family, our community. We love to have you and live together in a spiritually centered life. It'll be a great one. Join me. It's a phenomenal journey.